Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Hi, this is Lima Kasem, telling you to keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars in Top of the Shenanigan charts, where our host talks about his personal top favorite things in pop culture, whether it be top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, top 25, top 30, or even top 40. And now here's our hosting DJ to spin you all his personal favorite hits, Eric M. Lima. Well, thank you very much there, Lima Kasem, DJ Lima Kasem. That's my new intro for the Top of the Shenanigan charts. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode number 2194. 6 episodes away from 2,200 episodes, and this is the 22. This is episode 22 at the Top of the Shenanigan charts. Hope you guys are enjoying your lovely Tuesday. It's April 22, April 22nd. Everything's on the twos today and everything else. 7:37 p.m. And hope you guys are having an awesome day. Awesome. Total buffo, sacco day. They say buffo back in the day. Don't know. Everything's buffo. Let me look that up. Let me look at that word up before I sound like an idiot saying that word, buffo. You know. Of allowed, deep and unrestrained. Oh. A success. That's another word for it. And hope your day is your day is buffo. You know, I mean, a success. Hope you had a successful day. You know, being a successful person could mean a lot of things, but you know, you have big money, you're made it to the top, or you just, to me, being a successful person, just being alive and living another day. And being thankful for your health, thankful for everything, and being blessed with people that you love. That's success for me. You know, and I've been through a lot. You know, I've been through a lot to be successful, in a way. You know, at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you succeed. Curly Howard. I'm having too much fun here, but you know, I hope you guys are having a great day. Nonetheless, and I know we're going to be watching NXT, the first NXT after Stand and Deliver. I know 2 title matches will be going on, and it's in the women's division. Women's tag team tells me online, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to defend against Tatum Paxley and the lovely, gorgeous, curvaceous, bodacious, babelicious Gigi Dolan. And Stephanie Becerra will defend the NXT Women's Championship against Roxanne Perez. But will Io Sky get involved? Because Roxanne Perez got involved last night between Io Sky and Stephanie Becerra. So, or will Julia and Io go at it tonight? Who knows? Well, one thing's for sure. Now, people are wondering what the heck I'm going to be listing on this time around. Now, as most of y'all know, I watch a lot. You know, sometimes you watch shows. Watch shows, and one of the funniest shows I ever watched was Jackass. Now, maybe a lot of people blame Jackass for YouTube. YouTubers been doing stupid things or try do pranks to people to make people laugh. Sometimes they can be annoying. They're annoying to people. They get the cops called on them and stuff and everything else when people do that. And usually Jackass is like the show from MTV that basically started this whole thing. You know, all the TikTok trends that have been happening, this show started it in their own way, before even TikTok even existed. I try to use TikTok to lip sync songs just to have fun and all that. I had there was the bridge from Careless Whisper that I lip synced to that had over 5,000 views, and people thought I sang it for real. Come on, bro. I just do that to be entertaining. I'm not the greatest singer in the world, bro. Anyways, so what I decided to do, after watching, there's lots of, they had Jackass 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 and all that. and then you got the TV show. So I've watched all of them to have my personal top 10, um, you know, top 10, Jackass, favorite Jackass stunts or, episodes or something like that. And I've written them down, whether it be from the TV series or the movies. All right. So, and some of them are like, some of them are very painful. Some of them are even crazy. And, so here we go. These are my personal top 10 favorite Jackass stunts to watch. Doesn't mean I'm going to do any of them, but, it'll be a lot of fun. The first one is slip and slide. Slip and slide is simple. The simple slip and slide when they got out white plastic. They built a ramp. They built a wooden ramp and they put the plastic over it. And they decided to wet it down with oil and all that. Oil and water and all that. And what they do is they grab like a raft or something like that, and they go, and they built it near the lake and jump in. And I thought that'd be a fun thing to do. Just like a big slide, and then at the end it goes up and people jump in. Sometimes they do it on, they slide on their bellies and just fly into the water and all that good stuff. And Chris Pontius, I don't know what the heck he was wearing, but he was wearing next to nothing, and he ended up sliding into the pool with that. It's like, how in the heck did he, a lot of people are crazy, so doing it. So, all right, now next one is the loop. The loop is Matt Hoffman and Tony Hawk decided to take up this challenge where there's a loop where they can do a skateboard and a skateboard, ride a bike in a loop, but then at the end they go diving in the pool, and that's what happened. And sometimes if they don't make it, it's like, can it scientifically be done? And it's almost like a science experiment almost. And like, can they actually go, skateboard through the loop or ride their bike on a loop and go do it without any issues? And then all of a sudden they talk to each other. Okay, we got to go this way. You got to go a certain way to do it and all that. And but they do have a mat just in case to make sure they're safe. And that was really smart of them to do so. And so that I thought that was really cool. The second the third one, my third favorite Jackass stunt to watch was Night Pandas. The guys in Jackass, the crew, what they did was they dress up as pandas and they run around Japan causing a lot of havoc. And which I thought and which is even funny to see that. And there was one where I think some Japanese guys were like doing some kind of dance. One of the Japanese guys grabbed the panda mask from Wee Man, and and they were talking, and they had a lot of fun. Some of the Japanese people were like, what the heck is going on there? It's like, these guys are weird. Can we party with them or something like that? So yeah, Night Pandas was on. This was from Jackass 4.5 on Netflix. Down the Clown. They had a professional tennis player. I think it was Jennifer somebody, and she fires these tennis balls at 100 miles per hour with a tennis racket, and they had some of the Jackass guys dressed as clowns. Basically, they don't have the makeup or anything, and basically what she does was hit him in the nuts with the tennis ball with the racket. Boom! And it's painful. It's painfully funny. It's hilarious. It's really hilarious. So, yeah. So that's that's the Down the Clown. Well, I thought it was pretty funny. My fifth favorite Jackass stunt to watch. This is another one from the Jackass movies. On Netflix. From the the Slip and Bowl is where the guy, some of the Jackass guys stand as 10 pins. And then they had one guy dressed as a bowling ball, and he slid down. It's almost like near the slip and slide, and they try to bowl him over. And the funny part about that is that Johnny Knoxville had all that planned, because the ground they use is so slippery and stuff, and they had a helicopter drone connected with a paintball gun, and they started shooting them off. It was hilarious. So I thought that was pretty funny. All right, and The Blind Side was the next one where I think Jared Allen and a couple of NFL players decided to blindside the Jackass guys. And like they go, hike, and then all of a sudden, boom, they get knocked out into the other side. You're like, what the heck? You know? I thought that was pretty funny. This is one of the this is one of the first ones they did in season 1. Slingshot Pond, or the Idiot Launch, as Ryan Dunn, the late great Ryan Dunn, called it. And where slingshots, they find like a seat, from a car, like an old car or something like that. They tie ropes, and they tie the like seatbelt type ropes and all that, and they try to launch them into the pond and the swamp, and it was all gross and stuff. And I thought it was crazy. One from the Jackass movies, and they used this at WrestleMania when Johnny Knoxville faced him, was in the high five. And they'll walk with something, and they'll walk with something and all that, and Wee Man goes, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, high five!" And his big old hand comes out, whammo, knocking them down and all that. I thought that was pretty funny. They did that with Bam Margera, and they antiqued them and then they had Aaron McGee bringing a tray of food, and almost knocked them out. It was hilarious. This is one from the Jackass 4.5 movie, Blindfold Race, where we're gonna have a race, and they put like obstacles, Legos and all that, and all that, and so you have to, but they blindfolded the guys, and they put the obstacles, and while they run, they start running into things and crashing into things. I thought that was hilarious. And finally, my favorite Jackass stunt, and I'm sure. The Gumball Rally 3000, where everybody gets involved doing crazy stunts and all that, doing a Gumball Rally and running around in Europe and all that. It gets totally crazy. So that is my Eric Lima's top of the Shenanigan charts, episode 22 of Eric Lima's Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2194. In about 12 minutes, we're going to have NXT, the fallout of Stand and Deliver. What more surprises could happen? Could they follow suit for Raw after Mania? You gotta remember there are 2 title matches on the card so far. The women's tag team titles will be on the line. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez on the Judgment Day defends them against Tatum Paxley and the curvaceous, bodacious, beautiful, babylicious Gigi Dolan. I love Gigi Dolan. Then you got the women's title on the line, Stephanie Vaquer against Roxanne Perez. Will Julia and Io Sky get involved? Remember, during Stephanie and Io's matchup last night, Roxanne Perez got involved, Julia got involved, and Rhea Ripley got involved. That's going to be interesting. You talk about this, you got 3 top women in NXT, 2 top women on Monday Night Raw. You combine all 5 of them together, you talk about total chaos could happen. Could it happen again tonight? Who knows for sure what's going to happen? Or will they make Julia go one-on-one with Io Sky? That will be a matchup people want to see. We'll see what happens there. And we'll see what happens. And we're going to, I know So Ruka may end addressing the NXT universe. Will Zarya be the first one to challenge her? Who knows for sure? Let's see. What's going to happen? Is TNA going to show up again, cross the line? Who knows? Is anybody going to make their return? I don't know. Weird things have happened. We saw Rusev return last night, and we saw a lot of surprises. We shall see. So, we saw Joe Hendry appear at WrestleMania, for goodness sakes. We shall see what happens. So, about 10 minutes, and we're going to watch some NXT. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful night, rest of your night. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.